Relay for Life Sligo.
On your mark. Set.
Saturday, September the 13th, ATU Sligo from 3 o'clock for 24 hours. Yeah, just 13 days to go to the first ever Relay for Life Sligo, which is a special 24-hour relay event raising cash for the Irish Cancer Society. It's been to Ireland before. It's never been to Sligo before, but that's going to change from 3 o'clock on Saturday, the 12th of September, when hundreds, if not thousands of people are going to gather around the ATU Sligo athletics track. And they will be walking that track with more than 60-something teams from the Sligo area alone taking part over a 24-hour period. What is Relay for Life? It is a fundraiser. It's not a race. It is a non-competitive relay. Remembering those who have survived cancer, those who've been lost to cancer, or those who've been affected by cancer in any shape, fashion or form. And I'm looking at the fundraising total for Relay for Life Sligo, and we haven't even got started yet. And the tally reads online, if you go to relayforlife.ie and in the Find Your Relay section, look for Sligo, and you'll see a whopping €147,636 has already been raised by teams fundraising and taking part or just supporting Relay for Life Sligo on Saturday the 13th of September. Lots of events happening in the run-up to it. There's a golf classic for Relay for Life Sligo next Friday the 5th of September at County Sligo Golf Club's Bowmore course. You'll find details about that on the Relay for Life Sligo Facebook page. You can still enter a team or join a team if you wish. St. Milosh Gales GAA and LGFA Club have entered a team for Relay for Life Sligo. They're holding a fundraising table quiz. It's a rearranged table quiz. It's happening next Friday evening, the 5th of September, in Jordan's Pub in Maharao at 9:30. It's just 20 quid for a team of 4 to enter and support Relay for Life Sligo through St. Milosh Gales next Friday evening. Let's hear then from the National Ambassador for Relay for Life in Ireland, and in particular the man with the Sligo connection, Westlife Shane Filan, who's been instrumental in helping to get Relay for Life Sligo off the ground in recent months. There's a big team behind it, and Shane's been talking to Ocean FM Sport this weekend about his interest in Relay for Life Sligo and about how his own Relay for Life journey began.
It started about 4 years ago when the Irish Cancer Society approached me to... it was quite soon after my mum and dad passed away, but they approached me would I go on the Late Late Show for Daffodil Day, and it was during COVID, so that would have been... I think it was actually 2021, so it was about 4 years, just over 4 years ago. Would I go on the Late Late Show to talk about my story? Obviously fundraising was quite low that year in general because of COVID, and everyone was struggling in general in their lives with the pandemic, but they wanted to do a massive show around Daffodil Day, and I said I would, and if I'm being honest, I was quite nervous first when they asked me about it, because I just didn't know how I'd be able to go on a TV show and talk about mum and dad and stuff like that, because obviously I was quite emotional still with it all, very, very sad. Obviously it was only about a year after dad had passed away, 6 months after dad passed away. So I went on the Late Late Show, and it turned out to be probably my favourite TV interview I've ever done in my career. And I've done a lot of interviews and done a lot of Late Late shows, but for some reason that night I felt this just amazing calm, kind of like I thought I'd be struggling to get through it, and I ended up smiling throughout the whole interview. And I got so much support on the night and got so much support after, but what I felt is awesome. I felt great about it afterwards. Like I remember driving home the next day, and I was just so happy that I had done it, and I felt like nearly like it was nearly like talking to somebody about my mum and dad, like off telly. It wasn't like Ryan was so good on the night. It was like the two of us, like me and you here now sitting here, or like sitting in a pub just having a chat in the corner. It didn't feel like a TV show. And it was it just kind of really made me want to get more involved after I saw the reaction to it, and after, you know, we heard what it had raised. You know, it had raised, I think, 4 or 5 million euro that night, 4.5 million or something. It was a lot of money, and I was a part of that. I was a small part of it or whatever, but my story, my mum and dad's story, meant something to people, and it was just an amazing start to it all. So after that, I knew I wanted to do more.
Were you surprised at yourself that you were able to talk so openly? Because a lot of people find that, whether they're famous or not, difficult to do.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I was actually very, very, I was very anxious about it all. Even walking down the corridor, down the Late Late Show to the interview, and Gillian was with me, and she was like, "You'll be fine. Just tell them about your mum and dad." And it was a nice thing she said to me, because like, just tell them about your mum and dad. Talk about who they were rather than how they died. You know. And I just found it to be such... I was actually nearly sad it was over, you know, that kind of way. I was enjoying talking about them. And maybe it was the first time I had talked to somebody about my mum and dad since they died. You know, you talk to your family, obviously, you talk to your friends, but I was talking to a completely different person, nearly like a counselling session. You know, it helped me kind of deal with the grief in a different way, and it kind of made me... kind of celebrate them really, and talk about their lives and who they were as people and what they've done for me. And I kind of felt a lot better then after that, going forward, just in my own grief and my own general feeling about mum and dad and what had happened.
So it's clear where your motivation came from. Before we talk about Relay for Life Sligo, can we talk about Relay for Life in Dublin and a particularly special event? Yeah, so after that, after the Late Late Show, we kind of knew we wanted to do something just, I suppose, separate to Daffodil Day. Obviously, that's a massive charity already. It has loads of people behind it. But I kind of thought, I spoke with the Irish Cancer Society, and I said, look, I'd love to get more involved and help out and do something for the Irish Cancer Society, but is there anything that needs a major lift? Is there any other charity within the Irish Cancer Society? They have lots of charities, obviously. And Relay for Life came up. And I'd never heard of Relay for Life. And it's the biggest cancer charity in the world, initiative in the world, in more countries than any other charity, and it raises more money than any other charity for the cancer services all over the world. So I was like, how do we not hear about this before? And it's just not that big in Ireland. It was in, I think, 6 or 7 counties at the time, and they were doing very well, but it just wasn't big enough. Not many people had heard of it. So I said, look, this sounds amazing. Obviously spoke to Gillian about it, and because Gillian's very much involved as well. She's like an ambassador as well for it as well, and helping me out. But we knew it was perfect because of what it was. It was different. You know, it's about everyone coming together nearly on the day. It's like an event, like a community coming together for a massive football match, and everybody's raising money, let's say, for the football match, and they all meet at the match. It's kind of that vibe, and it's obviously about hope. It's celebrating people that have survived cancer. It's giving hope to people who get the horrible news that they have cancer, and being there for people who are going through treatment. So it just ticked every box. I thought, this is perfect, and I can get behind it, and hopefully, you know, put my weight behind it and try and make it into the charity that it should be. And it'll take maybe years to do this, but the aim is to get it into every county in Ireland over the next number of years. But the first one then was the Aviva Stadium 2 years ago, September. We did a big launch for a national launch as the ambassador for it. And then since then, it's kind of grown and grown then into more and more counties. And tell me about your own experience of that event in Dublin. I mean, obviously, it comes with your profile, but because you were so vested in it, what was the experience like for you?
It was incredible that we got the Aviva Stadium, and I was so grateful to the Aviva Stadium because they gave us the venue for free. The last time I was in there was like the year before with the lads playing to sold out concert, 2 sold out nights there. It was unbelievable, obviously. But we got great support straight away. So to launch it there was amazing. You know, there was a few thousand people, obviously with numbers and stuff, you can't fill the place with security and protocols and stuff. So I think there was like about 3,000 people there. And it was my kind of first big relay event to be at. So I was still kind of, I suppose, learning about the event and what it was. But it was just so incredible, Austin. It was so moving. It was so powerful, is probably the right word, to see everybody there coming together on the night, kind of all linked by cancer in some way, whether it's you have it or whether your mother had it or somebody died from it. Everyone was there to kind of fight the fight, and it was a very powerful experience. There was music on the night. I sang on the night as well. It was lovely I sang Swear It Again, my mum's favourite song, and then my dad Loved You Raise Me Up, so we did that. And just the best thing of the whole night probably was the Candle of Hope ceremony, where there was like a few thousand candle bags all around the perimeter of the track in the Viva Stadium, and then they're lit up and everything goes dark, and it was just the glow of the whole stadium. It was just, honestly, it was incredible. It was so moving.
And I'm wondering, looking back on that, would you have been one of the people then agitating for Relay for Life to come to Sligo?
Oh, absolutely. Like that was like, obviously we've been told it's in whatever 7 or 8 counties at the time. I was saying, well, obviously Sligo is, I'm biased, but it's my priority to get it to Sligo. That was the one I wanted the most. And I didn't think it'd get here so quickly. But we've an amazing committee, Monica and Trevor and Cyril, Connor. There's loads of people on the committee, but they're an amazing committee. They've done so much work. And Monica approached the Irish Cancer Society, could she bring it to Sligo this year? And they obviously loved the idea. Obviously I was fully behind it as well. So it's amazing that it's got here so quickly, within 2 years. I thought it would take longer, because it is a huge event to organise. It's not just, like a turn up on the day at the local GA stadium and we'll all get together to raise funds for the club. I know that takes effort too, but this thing it's just huge. It's so big and there's so many people involved. So without Monica and her team, I definitely wouldn't be doing this interview about Sligo. So it's great that it's here so quickly. I'm so proud.
And that's saying something in terms of organisation, because you've spent much of your adult life being around, being part of big international events.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. And it's the same thing as kind of organising a big concert. There's so many people involved behind the scenes that you don't see. And it takes a lot of organisation and a long time in advance. There's so much, I suppose, protocols you have to go through, and security and safety for people, and even getting the ATU, which was amazing. The ATU donated the whole place for free on the day, which is huge. Like, you couldn't pick probably a better place to do it. Facilities wise, it's got the space, and I suppose it's safe for everybody, the car parking, and you can walk to town. So win-win, if you can walk to town, it's so handy for people just to come out, because this event itself is not just about you don't have to put in a team. A lot of people are putting in a team. We're up over 50 teams now, which is amazing, and it's going to be fun on the day and doing all the laps and all that kind of stuff. And there's about 40 on our Filan family team, all the grandkids, the whole lot. It's going to be an amazing 24 hours, but people can just come down on the day if they want, as a family, for like an hour. Buy a cupcake, and that £5 or £3 or whatever it is will go to the Irish Cancer Society and Relay for Life. So it's a fun day out. It's going to be like a bit of a festival in a way. There's going to be music throughout the whole day, and then obviously later on that evening, the Candle of Hope ceremony is definitely the one to watch if you can get there.
Take me back a step. You have a Filan team, and the Filan are big in numbers. So this was an easy team to put together?
Yeah, no, it's obviously, look, it's the whole family and all the grandkids, 22 grandchildren, so there's, even just with the grandchildren alone. But that's something I think I'm so happy about. Like, we are from a large family, our family very well, obviously. And it's, when Mum and Dad passed away, it's amazing how close. We were close. We were always close, but we're closer now than ever. And the grandchildren are all close, and they're all friends. And this is just another day out for the Filan family in a way, but we're doing it for Mum and Dad. We're doing it in memory of our parents and their grandparents. And Mum and Dad were so proud of their grandchildren. More than anything, they were so proud of the fact they had 22 grandchildren, and they were all healthy and happy, thankfully. And we've been very lucky in that sense. So it's going to be a lovely, I suppose, experience on the day to do that.
And alongside that closeness, Shane, do you feel you're better equipped as an ambassador because you've lived through the experiences of your mum and dad?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's the main reason I wanted to do something. I think you don't think about cancer. Of course you hear of it. It's a horrible word that the whole world hears every probably day in some form, but until it actually really affects you or hits you in some way, and it hit us like a steam train. It was both of our parents within 9 months of each other, both sick, both had cancer. It was a very, very tough time for us as a family. But in a way, Austin, I was lucky. You know, I have 6 older brothers and sisters to talk to and to look after and to kind of get us through it. And we all kind of suffered through it in our own way and dealt with it in our own way. But coming together now, even for like our little barbecues, we had one the other night, you know, to celebrate some of the kids were doing the leaving circuit, and they got amazing results, and we all met just to have a burger out in Fimber's house, but there was like 30 of us there, you know. And I suppose that's the kind of legacies from Mum and Dad now, you know. It's the closeness that has, I suppose, brought us together, and we get to celebrate Mum and Dad. And every time we get together, we talk about Mum and Dad, or we say, well, how proud they'd be, or they'd love this now, or they'd love going to that football match or that Gaelic match, or Mum and Dad were like, they'd be flat out in the car going to all the different things, you know. But yeah, I think going through it is the main reason I realised I have to do something. Like I'm in a world famous band, but I never thought about cancer being the thing that was my priority ever. You always fear it. You hope it never comes into your life. But it did, and you know, I'm glad that I'm doing this now, and it's definitely having an effect, which is nice.
At dusk on Saturday the 13th of September, there'll be the Candle of Hope ceremony. I'm guessing 2 of those candles will be lit to remember May and Pather Filan.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There'll probably be a lot more. There could be a lot more bags. I said there'd be 40 bags lit for them. But yeah, no, there will be, and it's hard to describe it until you see it when you're there. You know, there's just so much silence in it, and it's obviously dark, and then all these candles are lit. And on the night as well, I'm going to sing on the night. There's a band on all day and stuff, and there's going to be choirs and stuff. So we're going to do a little version of You Raise Me Up, which my parents loved, during the Candle of Hope ceremony. So yeah, come down if you can and just watch it, and then go home if you want. But it's worth seeing.
Relay for Life Sligo is all about raising money for the Irish Cancer Society, and lots of teams already have raised so much money through events they're doing in the run-up to the event. But you and Westlife are doing something as well.
Yeah, no, it's great. Obviously myself and the lads are playing the Royal Albert Hall as part of our 25th anniversary launch. 25 years together already, but yeah, we're doing the Royal Albert Hall in October. So, you know, and one thing my mum and dad loved, they loved going to concerts. They loved going to every single concert they could, and we're always there smiling and stuff. And I thought to myself, you know what, it'd be a nice thing to do, to just give away 2 tickets, but it's a VIP experience. So it's 2 tickets to the Royal Albert Hall. Your flights are covered as well, your travel, a nice hotel in London, chauffeur driven to the venue, dinner at the hotel, come meet me and the lads before the show, get a picture, say hello, whatever. So it's the full package in the Royal Albert Hall, which we've never played before, and it's black tie, ball gown kind of vibes. So it's going to be a special night, and it's a very, very special prize, and you know, it'll be I'll be excited to see now who wins it.
So you launched this competition during the week on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Tell me about the reaction you got.
The reaction was unbelievable, honestly. Like, we launched it 2 days ago, and the first 24 hours it raised over €30,000, which was, honestly, blew me away. Like, you know, I was hoping it would raise a few thousand, I'll be honest, and I thought this will be a great prize, but it's going now for the next, obviously, month. It doesn't end till October the 1st, so even after the relay, I'm still going to keep promoting it all the way through, because I think it is a spectacular prize for a Westlife fan, because obviously the Royal Albert Hall, it holds about 5,000 people, so it's quite intimate. It's probably the most famous venue in the world, one of the most famous venues in the world, and we've never done it before. We're doing it with the orchestra. It's going to be a different type of night if you're a Westlife fan, and an awful lot of people, like a lot of people, did not get tickets for the show. So to give 2 fans, you know, this experience, that's kind of what it's all about for us, you know.
How can people then get their name in the hat for that?
Yeah, so you can go on relayforlife.ATU Sligo, you can go on Relay for Life Sligo, or you can go on my Instagram. The link is in my bio. So just go on my Instagram and then click the link, and then you can win buy a ticket for a tenner. So, and if you're lucky, or you can buy 5 tickets if you want, you can buy 10 tickets. And if you buy a few more tickets, you get better deals. So you'll get 5 for the price of 4. But yeah, 1 ticket is all you need to win it. But yeah, it's an incredible prize, and you know, the more support it gets, the better.
You're a very good salesman, Shane. Just a word too on other events that are coming up ahead of the 13th of September. I know you play a bit of golf, and there is a Relay for Life Sligo Golf Classic coming up.
Yeah, next Friday, Friday the 5th of September, there's going to be a 9-hole fun event in Bowmore in Ross's Point, County Sligo Golf Club. It's going to be 4 shotgun starts. There's still a few slots available, so it'd be lovely to get that obviously full up. So if you like golf and you want to support cancer, it's €140 for a team, so 35 per person, and there's going to be lots of prizes on the day as well. So it's a fun day out, and it'll be great.
Sounds like it. That's Friday the 5th of September. To finish, Shane, what would be your message to people about Relay for Life Sligo on the 13th of September? This feels like it's going to be, while there have been other Relay for Life events, but this is going to be a uniquely Sligo event, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's like, even for me as a person, like the last time we were in Sligo was Lizadelle, for anything that I've kind of been involved in, which was 2010, which is 15 years ago. I did something myself, obviously, for the Donald Parsons Trust back in 2014, but just even doing something in Sligo for me is, I'm very proud Sligo man. I love living in Sligo. My family are here. Keane and Mark obviously are still here as well. So we're very proud Sligo guys. And I think to do an event in Sligo is going to be amazing. But to do it for this reason, and it's looking like it's turned out to be, it's going to be a massive event, like a lot bigger than, you always hope it's going to be a special event. Because of Sligo, I'm biased. I want it to be the best event in Ireland, of course. But Relay for Life is all over the country. But this one is the closest to my heart because it's all about my mum and dad. For me, that's what it's about. And it's in memory of them, and together we're all going to raise a lot of money for cancer, a lot of money for people who badly need it. Even the services that, the simple little things, like I heard some stats during the week. I was chatting to the Irish Cancer Society, and they were saying that, if you want to go get a lift to your treatment, let's say, for instance, like last year, the volunteers, they covered 3 million kilometres in Ireland, driving people to their treatments and stuff. And I know my mum loved getting on that bus. Like we had loads of people to drive her, but she wanted to get on the bus with 3 or 4 of the patients and go up to Galway for her treatment. So they're the volunteers that do that. Even the early detection, the vans that go around the country, they saw 27,000 people last year that came in through the door just to kind of ask a question about cancer. Or the night nurses, the counselling sessions. Like a counselling session costs €60. So somebody that gets the horrible news they have cancer and they don't know how to deal with it, there's somebody there to talk to them or do a Zoom with them or do a phone call with them or whatever it may be. That's where the money's going. So the more money this makes, and the more successful it is, and the more fun everybody has on the day, the more it's going to do for people. So I think it's going to be it feels like it's going to be a spectacular event. It's 2 weeks away now, and I'm very excited about it. But it's definitely going to be. It's going to give the charity as well, I think, around the country the lift it needs. Like I said, we want to get into every county in Ireland if we can. It's in 17 at the moment currently, so it's definitely moved up from where it was 2 years ago. So we're getting there.
Shane Filan, National Ambassador for Relay for Life, on the inaugural Relay for Life Sligo, which is coming to ATU Sligo on Saturday, the 13th of September. It'll start at 3 p.m. and will continue for 24 hours. See relayforlife.ie and look for the Sligo event, or find Relay for Life Sligo on Facebook for lots more info. And if you'd like to win those tickets to see Westlife at one of the few London venues they've never played at before, the Royal Albert Hall, in October, you'll find details of that on the Relay for Life online pages, and look for Shane Filan on Instagram to enter there, and you could be in with a chance to win that all expenses paid trip to see Westlife at the Royal Albert Hall this September. On Relay for Life Sligo website, you will see all the individuals and teams who are taking part in this special event on Saturday the 13th of September, and I'm scrolling down through the teams. There are more than 60 of them. I see the Filan family Shane was talking about there, Brendan's Anglers, Alzer's Stars, that's a team in memory of the late Alan O'Brien there up and ready and buzzing to go. Cyril's Army, Cyril Donlan coordinating that team. St. Milosh Gales, GA and LGFA Club have a healthy club team entered. Local heroes, there's a team called Dolly Mixture. Sligo Credit Union, the workplace, they've entered a team as well. Schlievemore and Carney and North Sligo have entered a team. There's a team called Party People, that should be a good crack. There's a Fitness for All team. The Yeehaws are in there. Convoy, the Gems, another team who have entered. Gilroy Gannon's Number Crunchers have entered a work team. Abvie have entered a team. There's the Cocoa Bandits. Who are they? They are the Sligo County Councillors who have entered the team, and there's some chat that there's going to be some sort of dunking event of a politician for the public to enjoy in the run-up, if not during Relay for Life Sligo. And the list goes on and on. There's Speed of Hope. The Gardaí, Sligo Leitrim Division, have entered a team, and so too have Ocean FM, because Marty Probst here at Ocean FM is leading the staff of Ocean out on a team on Saturday the 13th of September. Marty's Ocean of Hope, the name of the team, and we'll be taking part and playing our part in Relay for Life Sligo on Saturday the 13th of September. One other fundraising event, I spoke about St. Milosh Gales having a table quiz in Jordan's Pub in Moharrow next Friday night as part of their pre-Relay for Life Sligo fundraising efforts. The same evening, the Calera Strandhill women's Gaelic footballers, who are going very well in the Connacht Intermediate Championship, well, they've organised a fundraising table quiz for Calera Strandhill in Calera House next Friday evening, the 5th of September, from 7:30 in the evening. It's €40 for a table of 4 there, so you could do the Calera Strandhill table quiz at 7:30 and then head on out to Jordan's in Moharrow and do the St. Milosh Gales table quiz for Relay for Life Sligo at 9:30. To explain what the relay is, it's not a race. Essentially, you can have as many people taking part in your team as you like. If you don't have a team, the organisers will help and link you up with one. But the more people you have, the easier it's going to be for a particular team over the 24-hour period. The idea is that at least one member of each team will be walking the athletics track for every minute of the 24-hour period from Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. until the following Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. So you can have 10, 20, 30 people involved in your team. The more the merrier, whether it's a work group or a sports club or just a group of friends and connections you want to do to remember a friend or colleague or family member, however you want to do it, that is entirely up to you. Look for relayforlife.ie and look for the Sligo event page on the main Relay for Life website, or find Relay for Life Sligo on Facebook. Relay for Life Sligo.
On your mark. Set.
Saturday, September the 13th, ATU Sligo from 3 o'clock for 24 hours.